Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, the day is finally here. We have information for the very first Super Evolved 6+ dual unit. Yes, you are hearing me correct. They went and did it. They opened the door to so many different avenues in the game, and they gave a Super Evolution to none other than Nekomamushi and Inuarashi, the original dual unit cat dog. And I'm very excited about this particular character. This was a global first unit, which was even more hype, the fact that they are now the first Super Evolution. And honestly, it was worth the wait. This character does so much, and the big upside to dual units getting 6+s is they added super switches. So if a character doesn't have super switch, they now have super switches, and that is absolutely bonkers. Like, it's actually crazy, because with all of these new 6+s of stuff like the older units, they couldn't add super types, or they couldn't add super classes. Obviously, now that we're getting super classes and super types, super evolutions, they are very powerful. But this is on a different level. Like, this is crazy to think about. Not only that, but we're actually going to talk about the new legend that is PEROSPERO that is coming for Kizuna, and the new Kizuna Rare Recruit Jack. Because to get these guys' skulls, you do pick them up in the Kizuna event. So that will be coming about 3 days after Treasure, or 2 days after Treasure Map. So, I've got to say, to start off with, the artwork looks absolutely fantastic. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of the art in the comment section below, and while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button for me and hit that big red subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Absolutely phenomenal art. The Sulong of Cat and the Sulong of Dog looks fantastic. This is obviously from the fight against PEROSPERO and Jack, which literally just released in anime like 4 days ago. So, really, really cool that we're now getting this. So, let's take a look at what they do. Cat Dog, 6+, at level limit break 5, by the way. So, this character is fantastic for local sea monster. So, talking about them at level limit break 5 is going to be the crux of the video, because you can actually pick up 2 copies from stuff like the Pirate Rumble, as well as them being on the Kizuna banner, and I do believe they've been in the Metal Exchange a couple times as well. So, Solo Dog gives 2 turns of cooldown for the entire crew and 2 turns for himself. This is common across their dual form and the cat form as well. So no matter who you start with, either cat or dog, you get 2 turns of cooldown for the crew, 2 turns of cooldown for themselves. So 4 turns of cooldowns for each captain if you are running double cat dog. Boost Slasher, Cerebral, Striker, and Powerhouse. HP by 1.2, attack by 4.75 when slots match 4.5 times other ways. And then makes Strength and Recovery have matching slot effects, and reduces crew's cooldown by 2 turns at the start of Battle 3. Now, this is exactly the same for Cat. However, he makes Psi Orbs matching. Really, really interesting addition here. They added Slashes and Powerhouses. Now, with Cat Dog, they were always a Cerebral Striker booster, but Neko was a Striker Powerhouse, and Dogstorm was a Cerebral Slasher. Now, they've just added those extra classes, which is absolutely wild. Not only that, but you just have to have one of them to actually get the 4.75 boost. It's not like Carrot Wonder, where you need, like, the 2 classes to, like, multiply into each other. Or it's not like V1 Carrot, where you have to worry about that as well. So you just need one of these classes to get this. And basically opening the door to Slashes and Powerhouses is a monster buff. They're not as good as Cerebral Strikers, but absolutely monstrous. Not only that, you get so many cooldowns, you have a solid multiplier, and just like V2 Neko Inu, you actually get 2 turns of cooldown at the start of Battle 3 as well. So this is really, really cool for speed farming content. In their dual form, they give the same cooldowns, 2 and 2, Slasher, Cerebral Striker, Powerhouse, HP by 1.2, and then attack by 5.25. Now, remember, this is with level limit break 5, so I do imagine this would be 4.5. This would be 4.25. This is probably 5 times. And then 4.75. Maybe a little bit lower. Makes Strength, Sight, Recovering matching. Heals 2 times the character's recovery at the end of the turn. And reduces cooldowns by 2 turns at the start of Battle 3. Now, I do imagine that this part here, the reducing cooldowns part, is probably part of the level limit break 5 condition. I might be wrong there, but like, if I had to guess about level limit break 5, I feel like that and the multipliers on the numbers would be the real big difference here. Their special reduces crew's attack down and chain down by 6 turns, reduces Slasher, Cerebral, Striker, Powerhouse cooldowns by 1 turn, boosts attack and type effects of Slasher, Cerebral, Striker, and Powerhouse by 2.25 for 1 turn, and becomes Cat Dog for 3 turns. If you land 2 perfects, which is super easy to do. Boost Slasher Cerebral Striker Powerhouse slot effects by 2.5 in the next turn. And if the crew has a slot effects boost when the special is launched, boost damage dealt to defense down enemies by 2 times for 3 turns. Now again, I think this is probably part of level limit break 5. These numbers might be a little bit lower, and this might be like 4 turns instead of 6. But at level limit break 5, this unit special does so much. Not only did they increase the numbers by 0.5, so this used to be a 1.75 attack and a 1.75 color affinity, and then this used to be 2.25, so this is only going up by 0.25. But not only have they increased the numbers, they've added 2 classes. Massive. Powerhouse, Slashers, very, very powerful classes, as I mentioned. They added utility, so you get 6 turns of attack down and chain coefficient reduction. Very, very good for local sea monster, by the way, because there is chain down. And these guys are an attack and a color affinity booster. They also give 1 turn of cooldown for Slashers, Cerebral Strikers, and Powerhouse as well. And if you have an orb boost when the special is launched, there are 3 turn conditional boost to defense down enemies. Absolutely massive. Now, when you guys hear what their super switch and their switch does, this last line gets incredibly interesting. Apologies about my cat dog in the background going berserk too. Their switch ability will change their own slot into matching, reduces crew's paralysis by 1 turn, completely removes slot bind and despair on themselves, and then doubles their own slot effect for 1 turn. It's a bit of a bummer that this doesn't go through block orbs, but still, getting that orb boost means that this last little line here that you guys see at the top of the page is absolutely massive, because you can switch with them, use their special, not only get the color affinity and the attack boost, but you can also get the defense down, which is just absolutely bonkers. They have added a super switch as well, which gives their own slot of matching slot, reduces cruise paralysis by 4 turns, completely removes slot bind and despair on themselves still, and then doubles Slasher Cerebral Striker Powerhouse orb effects by 1 turn. This last line is basically identical to what Carrot Wonder does. Carrot Wonder and Neko and Inu have now just become like best friends, and you can literally not only run them like together side by side, you can run one on the other, run like Carrot Wonder as a sub, and you can do some really, really cool things. But the big upside to this particular character for most people is local sea monster. Local sea monster now becomes so much easier because of this particular special right here. The big reason that this becomes so much easier is Neko and Inu were always a very good staple for the original team. The one and only team that can beat local sea monster, right? Well, there is another team, like it's the same team really, but one uses Nami Usopp, one uses Neko Inu. So it's pretty much the same comp. But with this new buff, Neko and Inu give a 2.25 times color affinity boost, which is massive. And I think they remove all the chain down. Like, correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but like they can pretty much remove all of it, which is absolutely wild. So very, very big buff for like the hardest piece of content in the game, because this is a cerebral booster. They're in Rumble, they're whatever. They boost, they target slash and cerebrals for attack up level 7, defense up, for 24 seconds, and then 2 times healing. Then they give HP up level 6 for the first 40 seconds, 50 seconds. They give attack up, speed up, and self attack up. You can run them, I guess, on a slasher team and a cerebral team, but like the PvP Neko is just better, and like Dogstorm's just kind of what it like. It's just mid, so it is what it is. But overall, like, what they added to this particular character is so massive, like so ridiculously massive. Like the buffs they gave, the speed, it's wild. And honestly, with this, I just cannot wait to see what they do with stuff like Shanks crew, Luffy Law. Hell, down the line, you got like Luffy crew and Whitebeard Roger and like Rayleigh Gaban. Like the amount of avenues that this opens for some older characters that desperately need a buff, like I'm thinking like Luffy Ace, even stuff like Vivi Rebecca, V1 Shirahoshi Manchuri. You can do so many cool things, and the fact that they have now done this has just like opened the eyes of believers. We didn't think it could be done. Honestly, like it got to a point when V2 Vivi Rebecca and V2 Shirashiri came out, we did not think it could be done. And now we sit here in 2023 and Super Evolutions are just like popping off everywhere. And they've gone and done this. And I have to say, like, Super Evolutions, in my opinion, are the greatest thing to come to the game. To get this guy done, you need 3 skulls. You need 3 of their skulls, which you will get from Kazuna, and then a Sai and a Strength skull, which you guys can pick up from something like Rayleigh's Bazaar, or get from Ambush. Let me know if you guys want to see more Ambush content because of this. If you guys want to see some more teams there. But most of the ambushes are pretty easy nowadays, and you can pretty much just, like, get through them fairly nicely. As for this unit, it comes with a Kazuna, and the Kazuna will be versing the cat dog unit, and we are getting a new Kazuna legend that is PEROSPERO. PEROSPERO and the Kazuna Rare Recruit Jack will be the characters that we use to take on cat dog. So we're going to quickly go over them before the end of this video, but like I said, the main crux of this video is about cat dog and like their ability to take down local sea monster. But Kazuna legend PEROSPERO boosts... Oh, I went too far. Striker-driven characters by 5.25, HP by 1.2. Makes striker-driven characters' strength, dex, and recovery slots have matching slot effects. Reduces damage by 10%. And then reduces crew's special rewind by 10 turns. This last line is very, very good. Strikers didn't really need the help. Drivens don't really need the help, but like it's nice that we have another striker-driven captain, I guess. Special is a two-stage special. It's 13 turns. I think it's something like 8 turns. Reduces all enemies by HP by 10%. Reduces striker-driven cooldown by 2. Massive. Prevents their slots from being changed until you hit a great, which is absolutely huge, by the way. The perfect is bad, but like great is good because you can just keep orbs. Reduces damage by 95% for 1 turn. And if your captain is striker or driven, sets the chain minimum value at 3.25, maxing it 15 times for 1 turn. And if you have a chain lock when the special is launched, boost striker and driven's base attack by 1,500 for 1 turn. So the big thing that I notice here is this for verse Yamato and this right here, the chain minimum to multiplier, will basically replace Whitebeard on the striker team for stuff like Super Boss Kazuna. But Whitebeard always had the free spirit tag, so like that's kind of a bummer there. As for the extra base stats, I don't see you ever using this over something like Nami. Nami's just way too good. But the 95% damage reduction is great, and the chain boundary is really, really good too. Also, 2 turns of cooldown, nothing to scoff at. 2 turns of cooldown is great. The captain ability getting around special rewind is awesome. And then getting the super orb lock with greats, meaning that you guys can hit your perfects, and you don't have to worry about losing orbs. So like if hypothetically you used versus Yamato, you got your Wano and your Tandem slots, you super lock them with this character. You can super lock them with something like Super Tandem Kid, just continuously get super tandems, and then you're good to go. At level 1, I do believe it's 60% damage reduction. It's 1 turn of cooldown maybe. You don't get the super lock, it's just a regular lock, and then the chain is 2.25, maxing at 10 without the base stats as well. So interesting special. Most of the time you're going to get him down to 13 turns because he has this where he gives himself 6 turns of cooldowns at the start. So this is really only like 7. Slot bind by 10 turns, and he also has the blue shield, which is so stupid. His crewmates give striker and driven strength and dex matching, which is great, and special rewind by 5. Fantastic sailor abilities. His superclass for 6 strikers changes blocks and type slots to matching, applies 30% striker resistance to all enemies for 1 turn, and strikers become super striker. This part here is really good. However, I think they kind of held back a little bit with it. Like, they noticed how good Sasuke was with the 50% with his superclass, and they realized, no, we can't have double 50% again. Chopper's too good, Sasuke's too good. Like, we have to just reduce this, and then we'll just add something else on, which is this part right here. This isn't terrible, because if you use his superclass, you get a full bot of orbs, and then you lock them, super lock them. That's really good. But I feel like most of the time you're going to use this guy with something like versus Yamato. So it's kind of whatever. I would have liked this to be 50% and then just not had this. But like, it's still good. It's still good. His support goes on Big Mom, Kata, Cracker, and Smoothie. Level 5 when inflicted with attack down. When chain is below a certain amount. Sets the chain multiplier at 2.7 for 1 turn. That's actually the first time we've got a support like this. Very interesting support. However, I feel like just using Cracker most of the time is going to be better than this because like you can remove the chain coefficient reduction, but getting a chain a chain lock when this is applied is actually pretty interesting. Pirate Festival, special is large range enemies for 80% chance of paralyze and end of turn damage over time for level 3 for 10 seconds. Targets one enemy with high attack for large range of attack down for level 8. And then Dex allies receive HP attack up level 6 and quick enemies receive level 3 defense down. This is trash. Dex did not need the help, but Strikers definitely did. I would have loved to have seen this be Striker-centric, but look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. As for Kazuna Rare Recruit Jack, the mammoth that takes on the Sulong dog, his captain ability, who cares? Actually, his captain ability will get a... Oh, no, he won't, because PEROSPERO's a thing. Special reduces silence by 5, threshold defense up by 5. And then boost type effect of Dex Striker driven by 2.25 for 1 turn. Standard Kizuna rare recruit stuff. Slot bind, recovery bind, 4 teams in HP to Kaido King and Queen is trash support. Like, I think that's like, should have been like a crux of making this character good. Yeah, he's a good Kizuna rare recruit, but like, I would let these characters come to you. I don't really see any like purpose for most players to summon on these banners. Unless you're a huge PEROSPERO fan. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like that the Candyman's getting some love, but like, for me, he seems a lot better than Boa on paper. And I do sort of see him like getting a spot on stuff like big super boss teams, but he's kind of whatever. The big crux, what everyone is excited for with Kizuna is this unit right here. 6+ dual units. I never thought I'd hear that. I never thought I would hear the words come out of my mouth, and I never thought I'd see the day. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!